Happy Thursday, guys. Hope you guys are recovered well. Your cores are probably just a little bit sore now, not so much anymore. The home workout today is an AMRAP 10 of 5 strict handstand push-ups and then 10 med ball cleans. So this is a good upper body and leg burner. We're trying to be as consistent as possible in this workout, and I would say try to do close to a minute per round. The movements here or the progressions you choose should allow you to do that, I would say, especially with strict handstand push-ups. Try to see if you can pick that progression that allow you to do it in no more than 2 sets. So 3 and 2, or even going 5 each time if you can. If you can't do the strict handstand push-ups all the way down, use some mats. Also, you can go into dive bombers or going into an L position with your feet on the box and your hands on the floor and going push-ups in that position as well. 10 med ball cleans, so find a ball, or if you can, use like a sandbag that's not very heavy, something that you can continuously move throughout. Those 10 reps should be ideally done unbroken. Should break more with those strict handstand push-ups. So let's try to shoot for around 7 to 8 rounds if we can for this workout. This is mainly going to tax your upper body system there, or your endurance there, and you'll still get taxed to your legs there, but you probably will take more time on your strict handstand push-ups. After the workout, guys, we have an Afterburner, a little bit of a mini WOD there of 3 sets of unbroken hollow hold, so 30 to 60 seconds of any range in between that, holding it unbroken. Then 20 and 20 ground to overhead, so use a dumbbell or just a single object, going for as many on, or not as many, sorry, 20 on the one side, all unbroken, and then 20 on the opposite side, unbroken again. Other than that, guys, hope you enjoy the workout and the Afterburner today. We'll see you next for the warm-up video. Alright guys, so for the warm-up today, we're starting off with some mobility. We're starting off 3 and 3 single arm camshafts. So we're working on that shoulder blade, that scap, really trying to get that moving and create some awareness for ourselves as we get towards that workout. So for that camshaft, guys, I want you to start off with your arm nice and straight, elbow locked out. From here, guys, what we want to do is kind of mimic a cylindrical or a circular motion when we do this. So what I would start off with is push your shoulder blade forward without twisting at the spine or anything like that, or through the midline. Then you're going to lift that shoulder up, retract, and as you're retracting, you're pulling your shoulder blade down, and then back forward again. We're going to be going for 3 per side, or 3 in one direction, 3 in the opposite direction, really going slow and feeling where that shoulder blade is in space. This is going to give us some awareness, get that proprioceptive system fired up and ready to go. So 3 on that one side in the clockwise and the counterclockwise direction, then do the same thing on the opposite side. Again, really trying to go in that circular or like elliptical motion for your shoulder there. Next thing, guys, we're going to get those hips a little bit loosened up. Same mobility kind of drill for that as well. We're going to get into about a squat stance, knees bent, and we're going to think about trying to push our hip, our left hip, into our left hand there. So we're going to tilt that hip to the left there, then go back into center, then push out to that right position. Really trying to isolate that hip on its own as we do this. We're going to go for 3 lateral glides of the hips per side, really trying to keep motion just in the lateral plane rather than the forward and back plane there. Once you finish that, guys, we're going to go into 2 sets for our warm-up and activation, which is a hollow hold to start off with. So we're going to come down to the floor. Again, with that hollow hold, keep the legs straight, round that back and sit back until your legs are off the ground, the upper back is off the ground. Hands can be by your side or overhead. Keeping the core nice and engaged. 20-second hold. Once you're done, we're going to go for 20 flutter kicks. So 10 flutter kicks per side. Once you're done that, guys, we're going to go into a single leg glute bridge And we're gonna add a press in that position as well. So make sure you have an object that you're comfortable with pressing from that horizontal plane. You'll only need one. As you do this, you're gonna be pressing from that one side. So I'm gonna be holding that kettlebell on my right arm there. And I'm gonna sit back into that glute bridge. From here, I'm gonna do a single leg glute bridge on my left side, then press with my right. Lower the right side, bring that left leg down. I'm gonna do that for 6 reps on that side before I switch. So again, single leg press, then push up with that kettlebell, back down, and then lower again. This will really challenge both your glutes and hamstrings, but also your midline stability as you're in that position. So we're gonna do 6 on one side, 6 on the other side for 12 total. Then from there, guys, we're gonna go into some more pressing. This time we're gonna use 2 objects. So I want you guys to get into that kneeling position. Hips are open all the way, and we're gonna go for some alternating presses. So we're gonna press one overhead. As the opposite comes down, we're gonna switch and press the opposite kettlebell. We're gonna go for 10 alternating reps here. And as you do this, guys, really try to watch out that you don't twist around. Keep the core engaged, keep everything nice and tight as you go through those 10 reps. Finally, guys, in that 2 sets, the last movement will be the Deadstop kettlebell swing. So usually we kind of keep the kettlebell swings going continuously. We're gonna stop at the bottom each time and really emphasize the drive through our legs to get the kettlebell overhead. So kind of like a ground overhead here, guys, with the kettlebell in between our feet, chest up nice and tall. We're gonna think about driving hard through the legs and then continue that pull with our elbows and lock that dumbbell or kettlebell overhead. So what it looks like from that side profile, I'm here, locking up straight overhead, starting from that bottom position each time. 2 sets of that, guys, to get that activation going, and once you're done, we'll see you next for the movement standards. So, for the strict handstand push-ups, again, you can have that second progression just in case that first progression you just lose your strength, or like halfway through you're not able to do the rep. Always have that second backup in case, just to keep the workout going. So for that, guys, we're going to talk about that dive bomber. So we're going to use that dive bomber as a progression, and then we're going to go into that strict handstand push-up as the next progression above that. So with that dive bomber, guys, we go nice and wide with your feet. Guys, you should use some kind of ab mat or some kind of mat to get your head down to the ground, at least when you make contact with it. Hands are going to be in about push-up width, and they're going to be close to the feet. From here, we're going to think about leaning forward so that we're on those toes and getting over top of those wrists. And then from there, we're going to be dropping the head down right in front of our hands. So notice that my hands are behind my head and they're not in line. So I want them back here. Then I'm going to press my head straight through the window to finish that rep. So that's key, guys, really trying to get our head in front of our hands when we're doing that strict handstand push-up, whether it be with that dive bomber or even if you get your feet on a box and do it elevated. Make sure that head is going in front of the hands so we can really use that back to drive it up and not use the front of the delts and put too much pressure on the shoulder there. So you guys can do those, or you can do your strict handstand push-ups against the wall. Same things apply. Get those elbows in, get that head in front of the hands, stay in a nice tight body position there. Last thing, guys, is that clean. So it is a squat clean. If you have a barbell, if you have a kettlebell, dumbbell, we're doing squat cleans. If you're not comfortable pulling from the ground and you're new to the squat clean, you're just learning it, let's work just from that hang position. So remember, just bringing it down to about the knees, making sure the hips are back and we're folded forward to get ourselves in that good hang position. Only go down to the floor if you are keeping that back nice and flat and you feel comfortable doing the full movement. So the kettlebell staying tight to the body, or the barbell staying tight to the body, and all the movement mechanics are there. Alright, we're here for the Afterburner. 3 unbroken sets of 30 to 60 seconds of the hollow hold, and then 20 and 20 single arm ground to overhead. So good little superset here, guys. We're gonna go we're gonna start talking about those hollow holds first. So as mentioned, there's plenty of options you guys can use today instead of going for that full position or progressions that you can get up there. So I like to start off from that seated position, legs straight out. I'm going to think about first pulling in my rib cage so I can feel that my abs are getting tight. Then squeeze my legs together, and then keeping that tension, I'm going to rock back until I'm kind of just resting on that lower back, the top of my butt area. Once I'm there, that's my hollow position. So my rib cage is in, my feet are off the ground, in a nice kind of curved position here. From here, you guys can keep your arms by your sides. If you find it difficult with your legs straight, you can also bend your knees in, but make sure you're not losing that tension in your trunk, so pull that rib cage in. If you are comfortable legs straight, you can stay here and then start getting your hands overhead. Just make sure, guys, you're really trying to make kind of like a banana shape with your body and keep it even throughout. Make sure there's no bends in the knees or bends in that back. You want to keep it nice and smooth throughout. 30, 60 seconds, guys. Challenge yourself here. If you find that 60 seconds is challenging, today is the day to try to attack that weakness. So see if you can do all 3 sets unbroken. It's okay if you break, as long as you're trying to push towards that goal of trying to get it unbroken. 30 to 60 seconds. Once you're done that, guys, we're going to go into that ground to overhead, 20 per side. So this is more of a breathing, and also I'd say for the grip, depending on what weight you use today, or even what object you use. So I'm going to use a dumbbell today. One thing that I would first think about, since it's a grip style movement, try to get that hook grip in. So for that hook grip, guys, if you have a dumbbell, this would be great to use for it. It might be a little bit harder with a kettlebell, so see what you can do. If you have another object that has the same diameter, you can try this. But hook grip, guys, helps you maintain control of that weight without it moving around too much in your hand. If it moves around, it's going to make that grip a lot harder. So see if you can combat that with your hook grip. So hook grip, guys, thumb is going to go kind of perpendicular to your body, or to your hand, I mean. And then you're going to wrap those 2 fingers over top of that thumb. If you have the mobility, you can go more. Usually it's 2 fingers or that 1 finger. This will help it from not rolling away from your hand and hold on to that kettlebell better, or that dumbbell better. So from here, guys, round to overhead, you guys can snatch or you can do clean and jerk. I'm going to go over the clean and jerk variation. So start from the floor here, chest up nice and tall. We're going to clean that weight up to that shoulder height. Elbows going to be up, hips are going to be back. From here, you can stand it up and then dip and drive that weight up. So notice I did a jerk there. You guys can do a push press as well as an option for that clean and jerk. So again, from the floor back just up tall, you clean it up, set, dip, and jerk it up, or again, push press it up. You're going to do 20 reps on one side, then you're going to pass over to the opposite hand, do 20 on the opposite hand. See if you can challenge yourself. You see, snatches are easy for you, try clean and jerks. They'll be more broken up, but it will challenge more of your grip since there's going to be more stopping points of that weight. So see if you guys can try that as well today. 20 per side there, guys, and then again, remember, you want to keep it unbroken every single time. Enjoy the Afterburner, guys. We'll see you tomorrow for the next workout.